Hi, I'm Jane Farnham from Great British Speakers, and I'm here chatting to financial advisor, media personality, wealth building entrepreneur, and speaker, Emmanuel Asuquo. Emmanuel, good morning. Good to see you. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you too. Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, it's lovely to chat to you. I'm interested in finding out more about you. So obviously we know that there's a cost of living crisis happening right at this minute in time. We'll talk about that in a second. But firstly, tell us about getting into the world of finance, because you're relatively young to be discussing this sort of topic. How did that happen?
Yeah, so I grew up in Tower Hamlets in East London on a council estate. And basically, it all came from me. My mum used to always tell me off if I left the light on in the kitchen. And it used to be a big thing in the house. Like my mum would shout throughout the whole house, like, who left the light on in the kitchen? And unfortunately, it would always be me. For some reason, I would always be, and I got two sisters. They're always quick to snitch and grass you out because they don't want no trouble. They don't want trouble from mum. So that was always me. And so what would happen is that I'll get in trouble for leaving one light bulb on in the kitchen, and I'll go to bed, and when I look out my window, because where I lived in Limehouse, I'd see Canary Wharf. And I'd see all these big buildings, 9, 10 o'clock at night, lights still on, everyone's gone home. And in my mind, I said to myself, well, there must be money over there, because they can leave all these lights on and go home, and I can't even leave one light on in the kitchen. And so from there, I was like, I've got to get in one of these buildings. I could see the Barclays building, the HSBC building, obviously the big Canary Wharf building. And I was like, I've got to get in one of these buildings. And by 22, just having that vision, having that goal, having that dream, by 22, I became the youngest franchise in the country. And so I made that dream come true, worked in Canary Wharf and got into finance. And so that's what kind of got me to where I am today in regards to working in finance. And then when I got here, I realized that I was just helping rich people get richer. And there wasn't that value, because I don't come from that background, because I come from a council estate, working class type background. For me, it was like, where are all those people? Why don't I have any of my clients, any people I see from that background? And I was like, well, actually, I need to be the change I want to see. So I left the banks and I went and started up by myself to try and help normal people understand money, understand how it works and how it can be better for them. And that's how I use social media and so forth. And here we are today.
So that's a fascinating introduction into the financial world, but you now obviously do a fair bit of TV. So tell me about some of the programs you've been involved with and how did that start?
Yeah, so how it started was through social media. So I basically went on social media and I used to say, this is a pension. A pension's really good because it does X, Y, and Z. And guess what? Nobody cared. Nobody. Like, you do video and I get about 5 likes, 3 of them live in my house. Do you know what I mean? The other 2 are bots. Do you know what I mean? Nobody cared. At the end of the day, on social media, you've got so many different people trying to get your attention. I had to change it up. So what I decided to do, go into a rough school like I did, there was something that we always used to do called roasting, where basically somebody would just be like, oh, I don't like the color of your trainers. And then you would have to have a comeback. And everyone would be like, ooh, ah, ooh. And we basically roast. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to start roasting people about their financial decisions. And so I then started doing videos saying, oh, wow, you drive a really nice car, but you live in a council estate and share a bedroom with your little brother. Does it make sense? And so saying these things would make people laugh, but also make people look and say, actually, the way I'm spending my money really doesn't make sense, and make them make change, and also share it. Like, have you seen this? And so then it started to get shared, and that's how a production company working with Channel 4 saw my videos, was like, come on, we're doing this show, come on, you'd be great. And I went on it and I've been on TV ever since. That show was called Save Well, Spend Better. I've done Secret Spenders. I've got a show currently out, Money on My Mind, with Channel 4 on Channel 4's YouTube, sponsored by Barclays. I've done This Morning Live. I'm gonna do Jeremy Vine, loads and loads. Sky News, I've done the Great Debate on Sky News. So I've done so many of these things, but I've been able to be my authentic self. That's what's really important to me. And that's where I think I stand out amongst your most financial people, is that I come from an experience, a background and a style that's very different and very much more relatable to normal people.
Yeah. So obviously you've done a bit of telly and you big on social media. You started in the corporate world as a financial advisor. Do you still work in the corporate industry?
Well, I have a firm. I have a financial advice firm, so I still do financial advice and still help people that way. So we have an office in Canary Wharf, and I still work in and around that environment. So yes, I still do that, and I have my own business, and I'm an entrepreneur in that sense, and I've been able to live off my own means. You know, I work for myself, and I do what I love, and I get paid for it. So I've been able to turn my 9 to 5 into my own business. So that's great there. But I think yeah, I'm still in and around that environment. I still help people on a professional basis, but I do it in my style. So, you know, a lot of the time when I'm with my clients, I might be in a hoodie. I could never imagine wearing a hoodie to a financial advice meeting when I worked in the banks. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now I can, and my clients are happy because we're comfortable and we're able to do it. So, yeah.
So we've got Black History Month coming up, getting lots of inquiries there. So you must come across issues in your line of work. Talk to me about that, and you know, tell our audience really, you know, how you could talk in that area.
Yeah, so the main things that I've been doing when it comes to talks is obviously on the cost of living crisis, just coming in and helping, you know, people understand how they can navigate things that they can do and really adding value. Because I think a lot of the talks when clients book me, it's a case of they see the need for their staff members, their employees, and they're really thinking, how can we add benefit to them? How can we really empower them? And finances is something that a lot of us don't talk about. So having that open conversation in a relatable way where we can discuss and share best practices is a way not only to help your employee, but also empower them to be better with the money that they're getting paid. And if people don't have financial worry, they're going to be better employees, as a lot of my clients have found. So that's adding value there, but also, you know, sharing my story. I think a lot of the time, especially in Black History Month, we talk about all the bad things that happened, but actually my story is one of someone who came from nothing and was able to achieve and now speaks to millions on television on a regular basis. And it's about overcoming the fears, overcoming the anxieties, the imposter syndrome, being self-motivated, being driven, having a goal. These are all things that I teach people as well, and to kind of really empower people to know that, you know, they can reach their goals and reach their dreams, and whatever they want to live, however they want to live their life, and whatever they want to achieve in life is possible through sharing my story. So, and then also I talk about the whole, you know, in regards to family. So I'm a father of 4, and so I have a large family, and we talk about how we navigate that, especially with, you know, with the cost of living crisis, and how we work as a family, how it works in regards to me and my wife and kids, and how we make sure we're looking after them, supporting them as well. So yeah, those are the main 3 angles we look at.
Okay, so we are obviously, as you just said, in the middle of a cost of living crisis. We're hearing about it all over the news. What are your views on cutting costs, and where should we be cutting costs?
Yeah, thank you. I think number one, I think when people hear this question, the number one thing they think is there's nothing left to cut. And I think for some people that is the case. You know, we've done a lot of cutting. So I think what we have to do is not necessarily cut, just be more savvy. I think what we need to do is look at what are the things that we are doing, where are we spending our money, and how can we do it in a more savvier way? Is there, for example, fuel prices are going up. Can we carpool? Is that an option to us? Can we take public transport instead of driving? Can we work from home? Can we speak to our employees and say, actually, can I do that to an extra day or 2 from home, because that will save me X amount per month? I think it's about looking at the things that we are spending money. When it comes to food, are we buying all our food from one shop because we know which aisle it's in and it's convenient, but actually we're spending 20, 30 pounds more a week just by going to this one store, when we can mix it up. So for me, it's really looking at where's our money going, and can we be more savvier with it? And then on top of that, it's looking at what can we then do to actually increase our income. Are there things that we can do in regards to creating side hustles? Can we turn the things that we are passionate about, the things that we enjoy, into income? Can we generate income from it and generate a revenue from that? Are there things that we can do that can help others? I've had clients do simple things like, I've got kids. Some of my friends leave their kids with my kids because it's easy. I don't charge, but that's something that someone else could do if you've got the space to do that, and you could babysit when people go out and generate additional income from that. So there are small things that we can do, and what my job really is to try and help you look at what are the things that you can do in your life that can make you live the life you want to live, rather than just the doom and gloom that we see on the news.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to save and build wealth during this stage, or are we just having to kind of stay afloat?
I think it is possible, but it's not necessity. And I think that's the difference. I think if there are people who still have money left over each month and they're able to save and invest and so forth, but if that's not you, that doesn't mean you're failing in life. And again, these are the types of conversations that we have, because a lot of us take our identity from being able to go on holiday 3 or 4 times a year, being able to drive a nice car, being able to live in a nice house. And now that we're starting to have to make decisions where maybe we can't drive that nice car anymore, maybe we can only go on holiday in the UK once a year, all of a sudden we start to lose our worth and our value and feel like we're failing in life. But that's not the reality. And so when I'm giving talks, when I'm speaking to people, it's really about bringing that realization that you are not defined by the things that you buy. Like you're not more important because you drive a nice car. You're not doing better in life because you have a nice house. Like it's all personal. It's an individual journey. And that's what I really try to explain to people.
Yeah. Lastly, Emmanuel, I really would like some top tips on crypto. Obviously, loads of people have got different views on it. I've never invested. I've thought about it. I've gone online. I've ummed and ahed. And partly I haven't, because it seems it's so you have to go through so many security stages, and I can never quite manage to get through it all. But what are your thoughts on it?
I think, and I'm just honest with this. My opinion is, if you struggle with Word or PowerPoint, crypto's not for you. Like that's not your bag. That's not where you need to be. Okay, not just, you don't have to do everything that everybody else does. If you're not a tech person, if you struggle to even open your phone sometimes, if that's you, then let's leave crypto alone and let's look at other investments that make a bit more sense to you. Number one. Number two, that should be crypto and the like should be one of the last investments you should think about. I mean, a lot of people don't have emergency funds. People don't even have stocks. People haven't even started saving for their children, and yet they're thinking about how they're going to become a billionaire or millionaire by investing in this one investment. If it sounds too good to be true, it normally is. And
I was just about to say that.
And so the thing about crypto is this: I do believe in it. I do believe that we have seen, because of the pandemic, we have moved so far away from cash now that we are becoming a more contactless society, which is going to lead to us becoming more digital, which is where crypto is going to fit in. But at the moment, people need to understand: are they looking at crypto as a currency or as an investment? Yeah. And if you need to understand what it is, because if it's an investments are long term. So you don't care if it goes up and down right now, you're investing. If you're using it as a currency to buy something, then actually you might think, should I be using other currencies at this time that are a bit less volatile? So for me, it's about understanding what it is you're investing in. And a lot of people need to focus on getting the knowledge before they try to make the money.
Good point, well made. It's been so lovely chatting to you this morning, Emmanuel. Now, I thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Now, Jane, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. And I love your smile, makes this so simple and so easy. So I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yeah, you take care. And if you'd like to book Emmanuel, simply contact myself or Steve at Great British Speakers on 01753 439 289, or you can email bookings@greatbritishtalent.com. Thank you.
Thank you.